Well, for more on the unveiling of coalition leadership and adoption of the African Democratic Congress platform, we're now being joined by Ladan Salihu, member of the ADC coalition. Thank you so much for being on the news tonight.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, so just to clarify, you're a member of the coalition that has now adopted ADC, or you're a founding member of the ADC?
More than absolutely.
You're a founding member of the ADC?
Yes, please.
So when you hear the likes of Dumebi Kachuku, the former presidential candidate, and the national secretary, former national secretary, is it former or current secretary of your party, under Ralph Nwosu, claimed that this was a hijack, it was through the back door, and it's sold to the highest bidder. How do you respond to this claim? Because many Nigerians would have thought this should have been jubilation from the ADC, but we are seeing pushback and rejection.
Well, I think, first of all, let me say this. From the onset, we expect such things, to come up. They are part of the evolution of a new movement, the constraints, the limitations, the challenges, and what have you. Maybe Kachuku is my very good friend, and he has, he's a patriotic Nigerian, but this time around I think he got it completely wrong, in the sense that I would like him to take a kind of a page from Atiku Abubakar's book of politics. When Atiku lost in the same election, so to say, with Dumebi, he has not spoken a word, about anybody. So Dumebi Kachuku, for all intents and purposes, is just a floor member of the ADC, and was kind of privileged to become a presidential candidate. So he is not particularly competent on this aspect today to speak about what a former national chairman, his executives, members of the board of trustees, and the national working committee, members of the party, they were all in Erador Center. Your reporter was there. And they all pronounced their resignation and, chose the current leadership under, Senator David Mark. Like I said, I wouldn't go into so much of the narratives and the polemics of, who did what and who should get what. I'd rather concentrate on the issue of the day, which is, Nigeria turning a new leaf and a new page going forward in our own democratic culture. Okay, well, I wonder how much of a new leaf really Nigeria is turning with this coalition. Some would say, is this another gathering of strange bedfellows, members of the old order? And wonder exactly how much, what novelty really is the ADC bringing to the table that Nigerians will buy in? Because same old faces that Nigerians are used to, where's the freshness? Well, same old faces I found all over the place. Same old faces in APC, same old faces in PDP, same old faces everywhere. Beyond the issue of old faces, to me, is the issue of a new chapter in our own political history. Bringing about a coalition of people that prioritize competence, integrity, character, and passion, if you like, patriotism, to get Nigeria out of the present state of incompetent leadership. The present state of leadership that is that lacks not only competence, lacks direction, lacks capacity, lacks focus, and you and I and Nigerians were all bearing the brunt of these shortcomings and short-circuited aspects of leadership. Where do you lay your hands on today to say as a Nigerian you're proud? You're not proud, I am not proud, with the state of insecurity in the nation, the abject poverty that is biting our people, and the lawlessness that you see in politics, where even you're not talking about corruption in high places, no. You're talking about misgovernance within the executive and even the legislature. Our constitution has become literally a document that exists just to justify or albeit satisfy whims and caprices of the political leadership. Look at what happened in Rivers. Yes vote that's supposed to have been counted. It wasn't counted, and the administrator was even sworn in before the Senate could go ahead to even do the confirmation. Okay. So what you have is a system on the ground that shortchanges everybody, not only the political class, but youth especially.
All right.
That form 60% of our population. So what we are saying, my sister, is that we're given a new chapter for Nigerians based on the fact that there was a SWOT analysis of the challenges, the constraints, and the difficulties that Nigeria is going through, and that you need to start, unfortunately, afresh with quality leadership that, you know, will look into the eyes of Nigerians and tell them, come on board. We will give you a platform to operate so that we rescue the country.
All right, Mr. Salihu, I do apologize in advance because I have a two-part question for you, and should you forget, I'll remind you. That's because I want to refer to something you said earlier. When you said this is, you want to focus on the issue of the day, you don't want to talk about the past and the ADC. I think there's a popular saying that goes that those who cannot remember the past are condemned to repeat it. We've heard from members of your party say there are so many lingering cases, court cases. Mr. Dumebi Kachukwu said there has been no NEC, no convention. INEC has refused to allow it carry out its functions as a party, and yet you seem to portray it as a new bride. Are you not setting yourself up for a fractured party to take over? Because that's the concern there. And if Dumebi Kachukwu and others in the party say, our party is fractured, that's on one hand. So how do you deal with that? And my second part question is, the sole aim of this coalition seems to be to just unseat and challenge the government of the day. What next after that?
You see, the first part of your question, okay, let me answer the second part first. We are not really obsessed, as is being erroneously, paraded by, most people. There is no obsession on the table to unseat Tinubu. The obsession is to give Nigeria a brand new leadership. It is beyond Tinubu. The problems that are really emasculating Nigeria today, if you restrict them to only Tinubu, then you are being short-sighted. The problems that are on ground today is to rescue a nation that is literally on life support. It's beyond Tinubu. We are concerned about the generality of Nigerians. We are concerned about the future of Nigeria, the future of our politics, governance, integrity, the issues of employment, and redressing poverty that is not only stinging, but stinking. We are concerned about those issues. It is not about individuals, whether it is, Tinubu or this leader or that leader. No, we are saying this is a potpourri. This is a new beginning where all the dramatis personae have collapsed their own personal ambitions to open a new chapter, a new leaf, to turn a new leaf so that Nigeria can begin to believe that we can do politics right. We can usher in a government that is there to be, there for the benefit of the people and to address the core issues of governance, health, education, security, and what have you. I would leave the first part of your question to the leaders of the party that are more competent, more historically grounded to one day come and answer. All I will say is that I don't necessarily think these are all part of the, narratives of political, equilibrium, disequilibrium.
Ladan Salihu will have to leave it there. Thank you very much, member of the ADC coalition. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see how things pan out for this coalition.